Hello everyone, welcome to my HTML crash course. So if you've ever wondered how to build a website but you don't really know where to start from, so this video is for absolute beginners and we'll break down HTML step by step to the simplest way possible. So HTML is basically the standard markup language for all web pages. So as I said, you cannot build web pages without HTML. And it is very easy to learn and you really enjoy it. So in order to write HTML, you need to get your text editor. Alright, you can use Notepad, but the text editor you're going to use is VS Code. So if you don't have VS Code, you can pause the video and download it from the official website. Alright, so you can download for Windows straight. It will definitely detect the PC you are using. You understand? So you can download for Mac as well or Linux. So I'm using Windows. That is why it's suggesting Windows here. So when you download it and you install, and this is the blank space you are going to see. Alright. You can either create a new file here, but the best practice is to create a new folder and name it HTML. Crash course. Alright, so you come out to your text editor with a VS Code and you open a new folder. Alright, you open a new folder. You locate where your folder was saved at and you open select folder. And this is it. Right, if you are new, if you're using a new VS Code, we are not going to see this sidebar here. It's also an advanced feature that we'll talk about it later in the video. So let me close it now. Okay, so let's take a quick look at VS Code software. Alright, so let's start from here. This is where your folders are. Alright, this is where your folders are, and this is where to add a new file, create a new folder for images or audio, or let's say if you want to add JavaScript or CSS, you can create a new folder here, and you can as well create it in the root folder. This is where you do your search. This is where you commit. It's also an advanced feature. Alright, and this is for extensions if you want to add extensions. So the first extension I would like you to download and add is ESLint. So search for ESLint and install, and it's going to check your code for all errors and fix them for you. You understand? So if you make an error in your code, ESLint is going to indicate or change the color of your code so that you know that you've made an error. And you also have to install your live server so that when you want to view your website, you click on go live, which I'm going to show you later on in the video. When you click on go live, you can just view your website live, and every change you make will automatically appear live without refreshing your website. And also, this is GitHub Copilot. That was the sidebar we closed earlier on. So you're going to have to install that too, and it's an AI assistant. Let's say it's a senior developer that will help you, with your coding, and it can check for errors and help you fix some bugs if you are struggling with some things, So you need to install these three for now. Alright, ESLint and GitHub Copilot and live server. Do that and let's continue. Alright, so this is where you're going to sign in. Your settings. This is terminal. You can add a new terminal if you want to run command prompts. You can also run them in your VS Code. Alright, and this is edit and the file menu as usual. it's already on auto save, so any code you write is going to save automatically. Alright, so now let's create a new text file here. And you're going to name it index.html. Alright, and you save it in your root folder. Alright, you can as well go straight to your root folder and create the text file here. Alright, but the best part is that I showed you earlier on. So first of all, HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So your first page is index.html. All your pages in this HTML are going to be .html. It describes the structure of your website. So we are going to talk about how HTML describes the structure of the website and HTML elements, and how to style HTML elements as well. A little bit of CSS, but we're not going to go deep in this video. HTML attributes, we are going to talk about them, and we are going to talk about links in HTML. So let us declare our document type. So I'm going to use a shortcut key, which is the exclamation mark. Alright, when you choose it, that is it. And VS Code automatically makes it easier for you to write code. So this is doc type, which is declaring that we are using or we are writing HTML. Alright, and this section is for language, and the language is English. So if it is Spanish or if it is French, you can indicate that French as well. So we are using English for now because I'm speaking English as well. And this is the head section. This head section contains all your metadata, including your document title. Alright, and if you are going to add CSS, which is external CSS, you are going to also keep it here, or internal CSS as well. Alright, and this section is the body. Body contains all your contents of the web page, which is going to show or appear in the browser. They are all here in the body section. Alright, so let's try and open our web page. There are other ways of opening the web page. As you can see in your VS Code, you can go live here. When you click on go live, yeah, we are live. Alright, we are live. So let's write some code here. You see, we are live here. This is an H1 tag or H1 element. Alright, so let me show you another way that you can open your browser. Okay, so you just go back to your root folder and you double click on it. Alright, and this is it. It's open. This is the first one and this is the second one. So you can see there are two different ways of opening your web browser or your HTML page. So let's go back to VS Code. Alright, we are going to split the screen as well. So you can hold Windows and the right arrow key to split the screen and give the other half to our code or VS Code. We are going to start with the document name, which is my website. I'm going to change the document name to my website. And if you can notice something, it has changed here. So this is the title of your HTML or your website. This is it. It doesn't show in the content area. It is just here as title. So anything you indicate will reflect here. Alright. So this is the metadata. Alright. So this is how we write HTML elements. So we are going to go with an H1 element. You open bracket and you close your bracket. But before that, you have to write your H1 here. Alright, so this is an opening tag, and this is how we write a closing tag. You open your bracket and use / and H1, and you close with a closing bracket as well. Alright, so within the opening and closing tag, that is where you specify your text. This is heading 1. Alright, so with the headings, we have heading 1 to heading 6. We have heading 1 to heading 6. So you can just change it, copy and paste, change, and there you go. You have heading 1 to heading 6 in hierarchical order. So the biggest is the most important to the least important. Right, and we have paragraph also. If you want to write a paragraph, you open your bracket, you write P, you type P, and you close your bracket. And the same way you do for the HTML H1 element, that's the same way you close your elements by using the closing bracket and / and you write your tag as well here, end tag. So let's write some content here. Lorem 40 is a shortcut for filling in content. Let's say you want to fill content in the P, the paragraph section. So let's type lorem 40, and HTML will give you 40 text, text characters. And Shift Alt F is going to arrange your code automatically so that it will be easier to read. Alright, and you can also press on the tab key to shift things around for easier reading. So this is how you write HTML. Every nested element will move forward a little to make it easier to read. This H1 or H6 are all block elements. So block elements, which means they have default spacing and they start on a new line. All block elements and also paragraph start on a new line. Alright, so let's write some code right now. Let's say we are going to use an element here, strong, right? Strong is an inline element. Strong is an inline element. So I just want to show you the difference between block elements and inline elements. So inline elements doesn't start on a new line. Alright, it doesn't start on a new line. So the next element we are going to talk about is link. And links are used or defined with an A tag. Alright, A tag with an attribute of href, and you specify where you want your link to go to. Alright, so let's specify google.com. So because it's an external URL, you need to add HTTPS to it before it can work. So we are going to indicate where the link should go to. which is what? Visit Google, and as soon as you tap the link, it's going to go to Google. Alright, but here is the case. I don't want it to open in this same tab. So what I have to do is to specify with the target attribute. Alright, so the target will be blank, which means when I click on a link, it's going to open on a new tab. So the next topic we are going to discuss is HTML images, which uses img, which is defined with img. Alright, so this is how we specify it. You open your bracket, you type img, and you close it. Alright, but because we're using VS Code, it usually suggests it for us. Alright, so this is where you link your image to your HTML file, and this is a description for the image. Alright, so let's go to Google and find an image. Okay, so I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm going to look for our badge. Sorry if you are not a fan. This is just for educational purposes. Alright, so we are going to save our image. First of all, we're going to create a folder in our roots folder, and we are going to name it images, because that is the best practices when you want to link an image to your HTML file. We are going to name it Man United in short form. Alright, so let us check if everything is working. There's our image folder, and there's our Man United file here, and it's a PNG file. So when we are linking it, we have to declare it as a PNG file. So this is how we link it. You specify your image folder with a / and images before you link myunited.png here. Alright, so let's see if everything is working alright in our HTML document. Alright, so you can see it is here. If I should clean it, it's going to get messy because I'm not specifying it well, because I didn't add .png. Alright, great. So with this, you can also set width for the image that you are putting here, 20 pixels, and see the size reduce instantly. This is some inline CSS that can be applied directly to images in your HTML document. Alright, so this is too small, so we're going to let that go. Alright, you can specify width and height as well. Alright, so with the image element, you have to specify an alt attribute. So the alt attribute is basically a description for the image. Alright, so let me input a description. Alright, so this is the description. So let me show you what it does. In case my page breaks, or the link breaks, you're going to see the description here, which tells visitors what image this is in case your network is slow or the image hasn't loaded yet. And as well, it also helps screen readers to also know what this image is. You understand? Alright, so follow along with me and don't forget to practice along your VS Code. That is how you are going to become a good front-end developer, by writing code yourself, not watching others write code. So in the episode 2, we are going to introduce some exercises to drill this code into you. So just like and subscribe. So at this point, we are going to dive a little bit deep into using developer tools, which is called inspect and view source. So the view source lets you view your code. Alright, you can view any code which is on the internet through your view source. So you open the website. Let me see if I can make an example right now. Let's open Sky Sports website and we can view source. So we are going to see how Sky Sports website was built. Alright, and we can also inspect it. Alright, you can also inspect it as well. So if you want to clone, which is not a good advice, but you cannot still code if you don't understand it. But this is how to inspect websites as well. So let's inspect our personal website and see. Alright, so you can click on this button here, which will select an element and tell you, its properties. Alright, so let's say if you have a lot of content here, we are going to be able to select each of them and tell the properties. So let's add an h1 element here. Right, this is Man United. Alright, so this is of course Man United. Let's check. This is the h1. Alright, and you can see the font size is 32 pixels and this Google is 16 pixels. Alright, so let's specify another h2 and see what the font size is. Alright, this is h2 and this is what we can get. This is 32 and then is 24 actually, 24 pixels. Alright, and let's specify a p tag here and see what we get. So lorem 20. Alright, let's see what we get with this one. And we are getting 16 pixels as well. So this is how to inspect your website using the dev tool, developer tools. So at this point, let's close this one. Let's go back and I'm going to show you how to create a comment. Alright, I'm going to show you how to comment in HTML and we are not going to use a long process. I'm going to use a shortcut. So commenting literally means everything within the comments will be a ghost. It will not appear in your HTML documents. Alright, so let me copy this or cut this p tag, p element, and let's insert the comments. Comments, you hold control and / that's the shortcut key for comments, and it works in all your CSS and JavaScript. So you don't need to open bracket, exclamation, dash and all the long stuff. Just hold on, / yes, control and / you deactivate it, control and / you get it back. And when I put the p lorem 20 content here, it's not going to be visible because it is commented out. So any comment is not going to be shown on your web page. It helps developers to read code and understand the code. So the next we are going to talk about is the style attribute. Alright, so the style attribute is used to style content directly, usually inline, like how I styled the Man United badge to make it small, but this is a CSS property. Right, so it is actually an HTML style attribute. So you can specify style here and we can change the color of this H1 to red. There we go. So with the style attributes, you can just change or specify any changes straight in your HTML document, but it is not really a safe practice unless that is very important that you need to do. Alright, so let's go back to writing paragraph, because you need to learn about line breaks. Alright, so let's specify the p tag, paragraph, and lorem 40 again. Alright, shift Control F to automatically arrange it so that you can see the code properly or appropriately. So I want to indicate a break here. I want to indicate a break here without actually creating two paragraphs because it's a block element. So what I'm going to do is use the BR element, which indicates a break. Do you understand? So no matter where you put it, it's going to break the sentence or the text that comes after it. It's going to put it on a new line. It's going to start it on a new line. And we also have HR, which is the horizontal rule. Alright, HR, which is also going to give you a line to break your two paragraphs. But this is a block element, so it's going to have its default styling and spacing, but the BR is an inline element, alright, which breaks sentences. So that is the difference between the HR and the BR elements. And we have PRE elements, and PRE element means pre-formatted text. So the PRE elements also allow you to display content how you want it directly. So you see, because I'm giving spaces here, it's going to also give spaces in the output side. Alright, yes, so this is PRE, pre-formatted text elements. So let's go back to the style attribute. With the style attribute is defined with the tag name, the style, the property, and the value. So this is the tag name H1, this is the style attribute, the property is the color, and the value is red. Alright, so the tag name, the style, the property, the value. Alright, so this is how we specify CSS attributes or style attributes in HTML. So let's style the background color of our web page. So we are going to put the style attribute inside the body tag. Alright, so we're going to specify the background color, which is the property, and the value, let's use aqua. Alright, so there we go, instance resource as our background color of the web page turns to aqua. Alright, there are other ways of selecting colors. You can increase the lightness using the RGB mode or the hex code. We are going to talk about it later on in this course. Alright, so the same way you can set background color for the body element, the same way you can also set for the P, the paragraph tag. Alright, so let's use this and see. We're able to set specific styles for this P paragraph directly in the HTML element or the HTML page. But this is not best practice, alright? This is not the best way or the most advisable way to do it. That is why we are going to talk about external CSS also going forward in our crash course. So make sure you stay tuned. There are a lot to learn and a lot to unfold. So let's also test some other styles or HTML style attributes. So I want to style this element. Let me see where, or what it is. So if you have a very heavy HTML document and you don't want to scan through here, you can just come here and look for this. This is an H2. So straightforward, you go here because you realize this is the H2 we are talking about. And let's start this H2. And I want to give it a style of text align center. Alright, so text align center, this is it is moved to the center of the web page. Alright, so there's another HTML style attribute that you can use to style your web page directly in your HTML documents. So the next thing we are going to talk about is HTML text formatting. I did an example earlier on, but let's get into it. Let's clear everything so far. I hope you are saving everything. You can use comments as well if you are learning HTML for the first time or you're a beginner. You need to comment so that you will be able to remember when you come back to your web page. Alright, so let's go ahead and clean our code a little so that we can move ahead with our crash course. Alright, so at this point we are going to learn about HTML text formatting. So let me duplicate this paragraph here. This is it. Alright, so the first text formatting we are going to work on is B, right? B element, which is bold. So with the B element, any content inside is going to appear bold. As you can see, we have bold and we have strong. Strong means very important or important element, and B is bold, just bold as it is. And strong is also going to give it same effect, but it has a different meaning, which is important. All right, and we have italic, which is defined with the I. All right, so you can see italic here, and aside italic we also have EM. All right, EM, which means emphasis. So EM, emphasis, and italic, they literally look same. All right, so if you don't use EM, you're going to use I, which is italic. All right, and we have small, right? Small, which is going to make your text look smaller than the average text, right? So this is text formatting elements that you can use in HTML. You can go on and on. You have superscript, subscript, insert, and few of them. Right, so the next episode we are going to talk about the color values or HTML color attributes, the RGB, the hue, saturation, lightness color values, and the hex code color values. We are going to talk about lists and other interesting CSS properties. So stay with me and let's go and enjoy the next episode.